Well, good morning, traders. I always want to say that. I think I didn't do it as well. But anyway, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday trading. Welcome to our first mixed doubles trading battle number 30, sponsored by 8Cap Brokers. Well, my name is Gary Fickard. Many know me as the FX Big Dog on my YouTube channel. Just search the name FX Big Dog and you'll find me. Now, if you're watching this trade battle on YouTube and you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel because there is a battle every week. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Now, don't just subscribe, but also go ahead and remember to click the notification bell so that you're notified when we go live again. Now, while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button. Yep, go ahead and smash the like button and share the video on your social media. We'd love to get this video out to as many traders as possible. Now, today's not about me, and I'm not going to be on the battlefield, but I'm proud to be the host of this mixed double battle between four well-respected traders in the space. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce to you the four challenges for this mixed doubles challenge, or this mixed doubles battle number 30. And in our one corner, we have Team BKForex, Kathy Lien and Boris Schlossberg. Both these challenges are well-renowned traders inside the space in the forex market. So let's go ahead and introduce these two traders. Kathy and Boris, how are you doing today?
But great.
Wonderful.
I thought you suddenly transformed yourself to Texas with your opening there, from hello, good now. I was like, where's the South African accent go? How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. I think I've been accustomed into the tradition here in Florida. They're changing my accent completely. It's not the same anymore. I've changed.
Exactly.
I'm a new person.
I hear you.
So I've got a couple of questions here, but just let me go one question here before we introduce the next group, and that is, Kathy, as a fundamental expert, with the Feds raising the rates 3 times this year, where do you think the dollar's going to go, short term or long term? Well, actually for 2022.
Conventionally, you think the dollar should rise because the Fed's going to tighten, but historically it doesn't. We can talk more about that later, but I think that in the short term we're going to see some weakness because we've got a lot of stuff going on that we can talk about in the long term. Historically, there's also a lot of reasons to think that this may not be so good for the dollar.
Okay. All right. That's interesting because we do have the non-farm payroll that we're going to be trading this morning. So that's going to be great to take a look and see how the Feds react to this news. Now, in our other corner, we have Nick Leeson. I'm going to say it wrong. Nick Leeson, and we have Andrew Woodlock. I would like to go ahead and.
I don't think you got either of those right, Gary.
My bad.
Lockwood.
I'm going to say it again.
That's it. You'll forever be known as Andrew Woodlock now, Andrew. That's it.
I'm a YouTube sensation, Gary. You can't call me Woodlock.
Oh, my goodness, man. Let me try that again, all right? So we have Nick Leeson. And by the way, if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, Rogue Trader, you absolutely got to go ahead and read it. I love Wall Street stories. And if you do, definitely want to go ahead and check that out. Now, Nick has got his partner in crime today, which is Andrew Lockwood. There we go. I got it. From ForexSignals.com. So we're going to go ahead and check out what they have today. But let's go ahead and say good morning to Andrew and Nick. How are you guys doing today?
Hi, Gary. Thank you very much for having us on. Thank you. I'm delighted to be asked back again. Must have done something right last time. And more excited about this transatlantic challenge today. So we got the British against the US going for it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be good. And I'm delighted, of course, to be pairing up with Nick, who, as many of you know, was a floor trader like myself all those years ago, with different stories at the end. But, of course, we have that background behind us. So, come on, Nick, let's do it.
Sure.
Now, Andrew, I believe that you're not wearing your jacket today because you're still trying to find one that fits. Is that right?
Well, no, I can just get into mine still, but
I think that was me, Gary. I think I left a few behind in Singapore many years ago, and the ones that I do have here are when I was definitely a smaller vintage than what I am now.
I like that smaller vintage. That's awesome. All right, well, that's great. Well, listen here. So quickly, Andrew, real quick, Euro Swiss, short term, bullish or bearish?
Euro Swiss, gotta be bullish, Gary. Got to be bullish on that one. Certainly after this
Okay.
week's events, I'll be bullish on that one all day long. Do you want to know why, or do we
Okay.
leave that for later?
Oh,
All right, good. Well, let's go and talk about that more. And Nick, real quick with you, pound
Sure.
JPY, bullish or bearish, short term?
Similar sort of thing, Gary. You have to be bullish sterling with the rate increases over the last couple of meetings. So bullish for that one.
Wow, guys, that was quick and that is awesome. You can see you guys are
Can I-
really good, and I'm gonna look forward to it.
Can I ask you guys a question? What do you guys think about the Bank of England governor saying everybody should stop asking for a raise? How do you think that went over well in UK, Andrew?
I think that's utterly disgusting. He's a non-elected official, unlike Powell. There, for him to come out there and say that, this
It was a big
inflation.
faux pas.
This
And
inflation.
he said it three times.
It's unbelievable. I mean, look, he's basically passing the buck, isn't he? Passing the buck, as it were. I mean, this inflation numbers that we're seeing from Powell, who's basically and he's still QEing, and the UK governor's still chucking money at the economy. Now they're blaming the economy for high inflation. I think it's absolutely bonkers and madness that he can come out and say something like that.
I just wanted to check. Sorry, Gary. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got it. Those are great conversations that need to be had. So I know there's a lot of people that have got that same sort of question, and because they're trying to figure out what are the central banks doing. I mean, are we actually getting them? Are they actually controlling things or making things worse? But not the things that they're doing, but the things that they're saying. That just makes everything a lot more volatile for us. And you know what? Actually, volatility for us as traders is pretty good, especially if you short-term traders. So, all right, great. So we're going to go ahead and get the challenge going. We're going to get the battle going. And so let's just go through the challenges for today. We have 3 challenges today. And the first challenge is going to be serve an ace, which means that the teams are going to be working together to trade the non-farm payroll release, which is in about, and I'm looking at my hand because I've got no watch, it is in about 7 minutes from about now. So in about 7 minutes from now, we're going to go ahead and trade the first challenge, which is, of course, the teams working together to trade the non-farm payroll news release. The second challenge is a double, we call it a doubles volley. This is serve your opponent an asset to trade. Now, the opponent must quickly decide on the direction. Now, I'm going to give them 1 second, which is a lot of time. Just kidding. We'll give you a little more than that time. But we're going to give you some time to make that decision, but it's going to have to be a quick decision, guys. So very quickly, make a decision once you get that volley served to you. The third challenge is going to be match point. And what if it sounds like we're playing a tennis match right here, that's okay. Move your head from side to side, and you should be part of this game. But the third challenge is match point. The traders can place one last trade, and it's going to be a short-term trade. A short-term trade meaning that in the next few days, because by Tuesday next week, trades are going to be closed out. So we're going to call it a short-term trade. And so what happens is the teams have to persuade their partners and team with them on a technical analysis, and then of course then place a trade. So they're going to discuss the technical analysis, then make a decision together as a team and place the trade. And that'll be the third challenge, and that'll be the final challenge. We will go ahead and review the scoreboards and make sure that we check out the scoreboard after every challenge to see exactly where you placed in the scoreboard. So we'll definitely take a look at that. Now, viewers, things are just about to get real. So don't forget to subscribe, share, and smash the like button. All right, share the video and smash the like button so we can get this video out to as many people. Now, let's get started with that first challenge. And like all men like to say when they're afraid of the dark, ladies first. So team BKForex. Let's go ahead. Team BK, that's Kathy. You want to go ahead and start us off, Kathy?
Yes. So non-farm payrolls is one of our favorite event risks to trade. Boris and I trade this every single month, but we trade it very differently. Usually, I'm much more focused on what we call the proactive trade, which is getting in positioning before the numbers come out. During our pre-talk, a lot of these gentlemen in this room were saying they're going to wait for the number, but my I think the best opportunities, I think the cleanest opportunities are before the data. I mean, why? Because, many of you, if you're active traders, that data comes out, it goes up, down in a matter of seconds, you're in and out, and then you have to wait for the dust to settle before you actually get into another trade. And we'll do that. So the two trades that I'm looking at that I want to talk about is CAD Yen and CAD Swiss. So we've got two numbers coming out today. We've got the Canadian jobs number, we've got the US jobs number. You're looking at my chart, but what I really want to show you is this. This is my Twitter channel, Kathy Lien FX. Every single month, I do kind of an NFP preview. So, these are the arguments for strong versus weak non-farm payrolls. And we all get a sense that, maybe it should be a softer number, but you have to see the reasonings why. Number one, the ISM services component dropped. That's the strongest leading indicator for NFPs. ADP, first time it turned negative since December 2004. UMich sentiment, decade low. Consumer confidence, weak. 4-week jobless claims up. And the arguments for strong payrolls are really not that great. I mean, manufacturing sector is a different line item. Challenger really did nothing. And continuing claims is pretty much stable. So the arguments are there for a weaker jobs number from the U.S. Canada, at the same time, we've got, I think, 6 or 7 positive months of job growth. There were a bunch of restrictions in January as a result of Omicron. So what I'm banking on is a short CAD, short dollar view. So there's two opportunities, CAD Yen or CAD Swiss. Now, what you're looking at is my my personal chart with our BK zip indicator. And basically, all of the white candles with the red outline are sell signals. All the white candles with the green outline are buy signals. So, right now, we put on a CAD Swiss short trade ahead of this number. Now, CAD Yen looks just as good. And in some ways, could be a better trade, but it is also the more volatile trade because dollar yen will probably move much more than dollar Swiss. So I've gone short CAD Swiss with a 40 pip stop, 30 pip first target, and we'll see, how that works out. But on a technical basis, we've got multiple zip sell signals. I also love the fact that we have moving average clearance on the 4-hour charts for the most part, and certainly on the 1-hour charts where we're below all of the major moving averages. We kind of also have that in CAD Yen where you see we're below all of the moving averages here on the 1-hour chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart. All looks good, but like I said, they're both the same trade, but CAD Yen is going to be a bit more volatile. As this is a high level event risk, we're going with CAD Swiss.
Okay, and I got a question for that. Are you considering also the news that's coming out as well? I know we got non-farm payroll for the US, but we also have Canadian data coming out at the same time.
We have got 1 minute to go, Gary. Can I place my trade?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go flip back to Kathy again. Let's go ahead, Andrew. Go for it.
Okay, so I mean, I agree. The market's pretty much going for a quite a weak number. And normally, for the way I like to trade non-farm payroll for our room that we do every month, is basically buy the room and sell the fact. If we do have a weak number, you're likely to see the euro push higher against the euro dollar. If there is going to be a knee-jerk reaction to that, I want to capitalize on that. So if you share my screen to the director here, I'm going to place a pending sell limit order above where the market is at the moment. I've got myself a small protective stop. My risk manager works out the lot size accordingly. So I've placed a pending sell limit order just on the one contract at around 15.10. I've got stops just above 15.50 if there is a knee-jerk reaction. And you've got about 10 seconds.
Fantastic. Well, great stuff, getting it in very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see how this plays out. But while we are, I want to go back to Kathy again and say, did your analysis, did that include, of course, the Canadian data that's coming out as well today?
Well, that's why we're in CAD Swiss and not euro dollar, because we're focused on CAD data and US data.
Good. All right, great stuff. Let's get back to Andrew's trade right here. I want to go ahead and take a look at Andrew's trade.
Okay, the trade's out of date now. Basically, the numbers have just come out much better than expected.
467 against 150, guys. What I say before the show.
Wow, look at that.
Everybody was doubting me. I said before the show with everybody, the number is going to be much stronger because BLS is always late on their numbers. They're going to adjust downwards later. So
I didn't hear that. Nick, did you hear that?
That's a huge number. I mean, I just got pie in my face. That's a huge number. But look at my trading. It hasn't moved. 67,
Right.
48. It's pretty much exactly where we got in. So, that's also about hiding out in the right places.
Can
What's the CAD
I
data?
mean, you see here the dollar's just
Yeah.
popping here. Dollar's popping again. Buy the rumor, sell the fact. I mean, my bias at the moment would be, I don't know about you, Nick, but I'm looking to, this is one bunch of numbers. Everything's priced into the markets in terms of rate hikes. I'm inclined to sell this overreaction, sell this dollar at something. What do you
So
think?
the CAD
Yeah, I
data
think
was
so.
really bad. The CAD data was. I was going to say the CAD data is really bad. It was minus 200 versus minus 121. So US data was good. The CAD data is bad. Obviously, that's a really beautiful dollar CAD long trade. But I think we're going to stick with this CAD Swiss. It's dripping in my favor still.
All right. Did you get triggered, Kathy? I can't see from here, but did you get triggered on that trade?
Nick, do you
I
mind if
have
I sell the dollar
always-
yen here?
Swiss.
Yeah, no, just go ahead, Andrew. It's getting this is much more like a trading floor. I'm loving it at the moment.
Yeah,
Everybody's talking over each other.
It's just a massive overreaction to this at the moment.
Gary, if you want to look at my chart, I want to show you a couple of interesting things that are going on right now. Gold is just took a cliff dive. We already banked 11 points in gold right now ahead of the thing because I got short over here, as you can see. And gold is really, really coming down hard because yields are blowing out. Gold hates, high yields. Look at that. Yields are 187. Really, really going out. That's actually, by the way, not great for NAS also. You see NAS is kind of petering out as well. We're going to be buying the dip. We're going to buy a falling knife only when we get the buy signal. So right now, everything is puking lower. So until we get green candles on my indicator, we're not going to be coming in. But we're going to come in on everything. We're going to buy NAS. We're going to buy gold for a bounce because they are going to readjust. Also, we sold earlier. We sold ETH. We made money on ETH on a dip lower. This is the buy view. So I sold it in the sell view. Crypto is actually much calmer and holding up much better than all the other assets. So it's an interesting look to think about it. Oil.
Okay, so Nick and I have sold the dollar against the Japanese yen for the overreaction to that. Yeah, it was a good bunch of numbers, and I think the reason why the markets are reacting now is because everyone, even before the stream here today, people were talking about, apart from Boris, of course, we're talking about negative numbers and so forth. So this is a bit of a reaction, bit of a relief bounce. Buy the rumor, sell the fact. We're selling the dollar yen. If I can just pull up the famous momentum meter, which I look at. If you can put my screen on the broadcast there, you'll see exactly what's happening. This is showing you where the money's going at the moment. The dollar is strong on the 15-minute chart, but look at the CAD. The CAD's trading lower. You've got the British pound trading lower at the moment. So CAD is actually coming under pressure. So if you want to buy
that's
something,
good for my trade.
Against the CAD.
That's good, great for my trade, Andrew. I mean, FX Big Dog asked if we were in. My trades are always market trades. I don't, mess around with, entry orders on top or down. We went short CAD Swiss. We're in it at market. So as you said, CAD is weakening. It's the right place to be. We're still in.
Short oil right now. We're short oil as well because oil has just got such a big overextended move. And I'm going to be shorting this into the sunset. We get stopped out, we'll short again. If you look at my screen, I have a scalper dashboard that automatically will stop me out and short larger size as soon as I get my signal.
That was my challenge too. You can't short oil.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Well, let's not.
I'm in it for 21 cents. So I'll probably
guys, I want to move you can either move your stop to break even or take profits on CAD Swiss here. We're falling. Can you show my chart real quick? You can see, we had those zip sell signals in CAD Swiss. It's just dripping lower. So even though I got pie in my face for the NFP call because the leading indicators weren't good, we used our technicals, so we focused on sentiment, and the trade is moving in our favor. So I think we're going to go ahead and move our stop to break even. And for those of you, we've got a spike low here. So if you want to bank some of the pips, you can do that. And it was a good trade.
All right, so let's go ahead and just sum up this challenge.
You out because I can't go break even. You're out.
Okay, fine.
So
winning proactive trade, even though we're completely wrong on the NFP data, and that's where FX Big Dog. We're talking about fundamentals versus technicals versus sentiment. It's about all of it, and that's how you get the best trades and hide in bad ones.
Yep, absolutely.
Difficult to get a word in edgeways here, Andrew. I think so. I've bought some gold. On that little dip there around 1801, just above 1801. So
yeah, you bought the wrong number. I'm still waiting. I got no signal.
So we're long gold, yeah? 1801, yeah?
We're long gold, yeah.
All right,
just
guys,
above, I think.
let's just try and see if we can sum up this challenge here, challenge 1, so we can move on to the next challenge, because you guys got a lot of trade ideas that you want to throw out there. But let's just go ahead and sum up what we've done in challenge 1. So just quickly, Andrew, if you and Nick can tell me, what have you done with your trades? Are we in? Are we not in? Are you changing your view? Give us a quick sum up on yours, and then we'll give Kathy and Boris as well an opportunity.
Nick? So Nick's gone long gold, I think. We've gone long gold.
I've gone on gold at 1801.83. There's a slight profit on that. I also, I don't know how, but I bought some dollar Japanese yen by mistake, by the looks of it. Big bit of a fat finger there. And I've also gone long Dow just in the last couple of minutes.
If that was a mistake, Nick, just double up. Just keep doubling up, mate. Just keep doubling up.
Yeah, I used to do that, and we all know what happened. So we'll work that one out differently this time around, Andrew.
All right, so you've got a few trades in. We'll take a look at the scoreboard and see how that's playing out right now. Let's move to Kathy and Boris. Your final, I know you've started to move your stops up on that. What trades are you in right now that we can go ahead and look at the scoreboard? Oh, there we go.
We closed out a whole bunch of trades, and we're like basically waiting for new positions. I'm waiting. I got stopped out on NAS, waiting to re-enter, waiting to enter gold because I have no initial signal. My initial signal, I rushed my NAS entry just to kind of get myself on my feet wet.
So are we long the Dow?
Gold
Not
is
yet.
actually.
Yeah.
I've got a clean zip sell signal in gold. If you show my charts, I'll show you what I'm looking at, where we have a sell signal gold. It triggered earlier. It's very easy to read. White candle against the background of red. We went long earlier this morning and hit profit. So for those of you that want to trade gold, for me, it's been a sell signal. And, 1800, 1802, that was all. I think it's headed back down to at least 1795. And this is proactive trading is my bread and butter with news trading, and this is where Boris shines. So I'm going to let him drive that post data trade every single day. He trades post data. So what do we got on, Boris?
We got on nothing right now because I'm waiting for signals. I'll let you guys know as soon as something triggers. I'm just waiting. NAS just missed. Gold just missed. Everybody. I know Nick is in under the round number. I'm just about now getting my gold buy signal, so I'm still waiting to see it. I got 27 seconds left before I get a signal. But
so you're looking to buy gold, and Kathy's looking to sell gold. Is that right?
Yeah. We do that all the time.
Okay, that's great. What makes a market? I mean, no one's right all the time,
because she's trading for $10 and I'm trading for $1. So
we're very different.
We're very different.
All right, fantastic, guys. Let's just take a quick look at the scoreboard again as we move on to the next challenge. Let's grab that scoreboard up, and there it is there. Okay, so if I look at the numbers right here, it looks like it's going to be team BKForex right now that's leading. But of course, it's very early to say because we've got the next couple of challenges coming up right here. Let's go to the next challenge, the challenge number 2, which is doubles volley. Serve your opponent an asset to trade. And then, of course, the opponent must go ahead and quickly decide on the direction. So we're going to go ahead and who's going to be the deciding factor on Andrew and Nick's team? Is it going to be Nick? Are you going to go ahead and make that decision?
Take this one.
Yeah,
okay, Nick.
We had a few different thoughts, right? We could be nice and ask them what they wanted, but then we threw that out fairly quickly. So we were then looking at some of the commodities. We're looking at some of the commodities that were a bit stranger. And I know we spoke last week when we were doing a pre-meeting about zinc and nickel. So there was something there that we thought maybe we could give them and be a little bit nasty. We're obviously going to keep away from the cryptos, which they're very, very hot on. They've spoken about gold. They've spoken about oil. I think we're going to have to make them trade Dow right now and see where that's going.
Okay, so let's quickly. You got 1 second, Boris and Kathy. I'm just kidding. All right, I'll give you at least 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
That's more than enough time for us.
All right.
This is your baby. I know my view. My view is, I'm a trend trader. I would go short, but that's a long-term trade for this battle. Boris's robots shine. So go ahead.
Wait, what do you want? What instrument? What do you want me to do?
Dow.
Dow.
5 seconds.
Dow.
5 seconds.
Dow, we're gonna go long as soon as I get a signal. Do you want me to go? Do I have a choice to go long now? Do I have to go long now? I don't care. I'll go long now. You want me to go long now?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go long Dow on the Dow. You got it. Fine.
All right, fantastic. Well, let's pass it on back to you, Kathy and Boris. What is your trade for your opponents?
So we are going to torture you,
Wow.
and make you guys wiggle a little bit. I know that you don't love trading crypto, and
Oh
crypto
my
is
God.
a hot market these days.
Yours, Andrew. This is yours.
I've got
I am
to find the screen.
I'm not going to make it too hard. We're going to go with the big name, Bitcoin. All right, we're not going to go some altcoin that no one's ever heard of.
Come on, make it hard for them.
I was going to give him ADA. Give him something really hard, like something that Cardano. Give him something that people really hate.
They all move in the same direction, right? All right, so Bitcoin.
Yeah. Okay, so Bitcoin at the moment. I've just got to have a quick scan at where we are. I do own Bitcoin, but I haven't looked at it for a couple of days. I should have done maybe before this. Bitcoin at the moment, just hovering down on it's had a pullback into the 38,000 level, and I think that is definitely seeing a series of lower highs on the daily chart. If you want to put this screen up, you can see we are seeing. I think we're coming into a level of supply here. I'll be selling Bitcoin around these levels, and I'll be having stops above the 40 level with a target down to the downside of around 34.
All right. Well, that's good. And actually, I like both of your analysis, and I like exactly where you're going. But we want to see how the dashboard reports us. So let's go ahead and take a look at the dashboard, the scoreboard. Let's go take a look at the scoreboard and see how we're doing on the scoreboard. I love both of those trades. Okay, good.
I don't think your trades are showing up, Andrew.
Woo! Kathy,
do I have to sell Bitcoin myself? I have to do that, do I?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you do.
So because I took the Dow, that wasn't my signal. We got stopped, which is fine because now my algo is going to reset, waiting for the signal. And when the signal comes in, we're going to double up on our position. I'm actually going to trade the Nick strategy. All my strategies double up my positions until I run out of margin. So we'll see how well it goes. Oh, God, Dow is almost giving me a signal. So if this holds up, I'm going to be going back again into the trade double the time.
Nick, do you have Bitcoin on your watch window? I can't find it on mine.
No,
BTC USD.
Yeah, I know.
It would be.
Yeah, I know what the code is.
It would be the first time I've traded Bitcoin if I hit it, Andrew. So I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah.
BTC USD.
Yeah, I know the code. I just can't get it on.
So Andrew, a question for you. We got Kathy talking about the dollar. We're talking about the Fed's raising rates 3 times this year, and what the outlook's going to be for the dollar for 2022. From a technical perspective, what do you see right now? I mean, from a long term and a short term. Short term, we can see the dollar's rallying, but if you look at the chart on a 4-hour time frame, or even a 1-hour time frame, you can actually see that the market's expecting a correction move. So it was actually, I had the question that I was going to ask Kathy and Boris and Nick and Andrew, and the question was going to be is, if you had to choose only one, which would it be, technical or fundamental? Now, personally, me, I'm a technical trader, and I only trade technicals. The fundamentals is what I believe the market's going to help get me to my technical targets, but I'm a technical trader, and fundamentals are just driving forces to those levels. So, your perspective, Andrew, what do you think in the short term is going to do on the dollar right now as we look at the Fed's raising rates?
Okay, so there's 2 questions there. Am I technical or am I fundamental?
Yes.
Intraday trading, I'm technicals. Obviously markets are moved by the fundamentals on the bigger time frame. But on a 5, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour chart, the fundamentals of what's going on in US employment or what have you is not necessarily important to me on a lower time frame chart. If I'm looking to invest or take swing trades, then of course the fundamentals play in. I love it, absolutely love it when the fundamentals align with the technicals. So if I see bond yields pushing up in the US and bond yields falling below in other economies, then and I see the dollar pushing higher, then that's great. It's a backup, it's confirmation. But in intraday trading, I'm a technical trader. In terms of the US dollar at the moment, to your second question, I think the dollar's had a fantastic run over the last, pretty much the last few months, as all markets were basically talking about the rate hikes and the dot plot plotting out 4 to 5 hikes. And as I was writing this week, you might have seen the article there on FX Street, the other central banks are now catching up. So everyone's been running the dollar higher. Now the other central banks around the world, particularly in the UK, even Lagarde yesterday, the Euro president, now even they're talking about it. Australia are talking about it. They weren't going to move rates until 2024. Now they're talking about, early on. So now the other economies are pushing up. So I think the dollar run that we've had, I know we've had a 2% drop this week, but I think longer term, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think the dollar is going to come under a little bit of pressure as the other central banks catch up.
Oh, yeah. All right. Good, good. Well, great.
I have to disagree with Andrew because he basically spent, in my opinion, half the time talking about fundamentals, even though he said that fundamentals don't matter so much for his intraday trading. And I want to point out, I think it's really, really important for people to realize, and I may be the outlier here, that's absolutely important to focus on fundamentals and technicals and sentiment. Just look at the big euro pop this week. Why did that happen? Because Eurozone CPI was hot. Everyone realized they're probably wrong about ECB, and they had to reposition ahead of it. Fundamentals matter so much. Why did dollar yen just pop now? Because NFPs were strong. It's not because my chart pattern, Elliott Wave, told me XYZ. It's because fundamentals matter, and the best trades are the ones where you're aware of all of them, and they basically are all in your favor. And that's why I use it for intraday trading and for swing trading.
All right, babies.
Yeah.
We banked NASDAQ, Dow, gold, all trades off my algo. Level 2, all resolved, all made big.
Come on, Nick, we're falling behind here.
We're banking nothing at the moment, Andrew. We're not having a good time with it, but we are coming back though.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick look at the scoreboard again. And so the scoreboard at the moment right now is I'm seeing a lot more green coming up on the right-hand side than I'm on the left-hand side. So
yeah, but it's all small stuff, Gary. It's all small stuff.
Yeah.
Small stuff. It is small stuff. It is small, but it's still green, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely.
I admit it's green. It's green.
All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out. We still got another challenge we're going to go ahead and jump into right now. Challenge number 3, match point. This is where you go ahead and hit the last nail in the coffin on the teams. So here we go. You have to place your last short-term trade. This is the last short-term trade. So only one last short-term trade, not 100 short-term trades, just one. Okay, and what you've got to do is you've got to persuade persuade your partner to side with you with your analysis. So I'm going to go ahead and we gave Nick and Andrew a chance to start the last one. Let's go with Boris and Kathy. What's going to be your third challenge match point?
All right, Boris. So I think I'm looking at, I think stocks are going to continue lower. I'm looking at Aussie yen short, Aussie Swiss short, and maybe even the Dow short. What do you think about those?
I'm thinking they're going to bounce, Kate. I want to be long NAS. This is the story of our life. We're always on the opposite side of the market. I think it's pretty decent.
I mean, look at the Dow.
On the FX side, I'm maybe a little bit more with you, but I think on the stock side, I kind of want to. I think NAS long is going to be the trade. What do you think?
All right, so then we're going short Aussie Swiss. Because
Boris, that's Tom's day.
Like I try to have an intelligent discussion. She's like, "No, we're doing this. That's it. That's basically it. We're just doing this." It's like
the story of our lives. I mean, this is, and we're below all of the major moving averages, rejecting some key levels. Australia is the most dovish central bank, and all this tightening cycles, I think, is going to lead to some sort of risk aversion. And so, if you want to play it safe, Aussie Swiss, I think, is the right trade.
Okay. All right, you got it. So we're going to go short Aussie Swiss. I'm going to place it right now. Okay.
Yep. And let's put a stop up at, of about, let's say 6, what's this level here? 65.85. So let's say about 65 pips.
Okay.
And let's go for the same risk reward.
Okay, so we're going to go 1 for 1 on 65. 65, we're going to short.
Actually, let's cut it short. Let's cut it a little bit more. I think we just need about, let's just say 60 pips.
Okay, that's really not a little bit more. It's nothing. Okay. Okay.
Well,
So
Boris,
we
so
should.
you're going with that
This is our
trade?
last trade. So we short odd Swiss into the close. That's going to be obviously a trade we're going to carry on the books for a while. Let's see how that plays out. Maybe Kay is right. Maybe it's a risk off view.
So did you say short on Aussie Swiss?
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is a swing trade, so we're floating it for a few days into next week. There's not much going on next week data wise,
Yes.
and the market could just be mulling over all these rate hikes.
Okay. All right. All right. And if you look at the technical setups right here, you're not concerned that the market's range bound and we're at the bottom of the range?
No, the
And
bottom's here. The bottom's down here, and so
yeah, but
no,
okay. So you're not concerned about that. You still feel it's going to go lower.
the bottom's down here, or we are down over here, which is 64.95, which is about 40 pips. Maybe we'll get out early. I mean, it just needs to.
That's what I'm looking at.
Around there.
I'm looking at that range over the last few days that we've been sitting in, and it's bouncing at that support level, not the bottom of the upward move, but the range that it's been in over that period. So, okay, just want to point that out. So you're not concerned about that. You're going to still hold that trade.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. And Boris, don't worry about it. My wife makes me feel like I'm in control, but we all know who's the boss, right? We all know who's the boss. All right. So Andrew and Nick. Nick, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, well, look, we're going to discuss it anyway and see what Andrew wants to go with. I'm kind of going back to where my trading days were good and bad. So I was looking at the Hang Seng. It's just come back off of the Chinese New Year. It had a big bounce today, obviously trying to catch up with the markets over the last period. But I still think if you look at the indices around the world and you look at the ones that are most undervalued at the moment, vis-a-vis the other indices that we have, I think the Hang Seng is one that I would be interested in. Probably tried to avoid the Nikkei 225. We know where that ended up years ago. But if Andrew has anything else, interested to hear what he has to say, and then we'll make a decision from there. Andrew, I will not overrule you.
Look, I've had two battles. I haven't been too successful on the two battles, so I'm happy to be overruled, Nick. I have no problems with that at all. And see the way the dollar yen's going at the moment, please overrule me. I'm quite happy to go with that. That analysis.
Bitcoin's coming back for you, though.
Pardon?
Bitcoin's working for you at the moment, though, isn't it?
Bitcoin, it should be working, hopefully. But just in terms of Forex, I'm happy to go with that, Nick. In terms of the Forex market, and back to what Kathy was saying about fundamentals over the technicals, it's great when they align. And I think in the currency pairs such as the euro against the yen at the moment, where there has been a seismic shift in sort of in policy stance from the euro, you look at the yield curves there, the 2 to 5 year yields pushing that into positive territory for the first time in a long time in the Eurozone, I think in about 7 or 8 years. And you still got negative rates out there in Japan and out in Switzerland and so forth. So I in terms of the fundamentals and the technicals, the euro yen would have been a nice trade for me to the upside. We've broken through some key levels of where it would have been technical resistance up there around the 31 level. We've broken through there now. That's going to act as a level of support on the way down. Momentum biases to the upside. So as a Forex trade, I would have gone the euro yen trade, but I'm really happy to take the Hang Seng. So let's do that one. Can you place it first, Nick?
Yeah, I'll do that. So we'll buy the Hang Seng and we'll monitor this out until Tuesday and see how that returns. So we bought there at 24,455. I'll put a stop in maybe 400 points away and look to take profit at a similar level. So we're looking for a bigger move. The Bitcoin's gone nicely for you there, though, Andrew. I mean, we're getting close, I think, to your TP level.
Well, let's take a look at the scoreboard.
And that's one I knew nothing about. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Well, I think.
So what you're going to do, Andrew, from now on, just close your eyes and just pick a direction, right? You're good.
That's it.
Right,
that's what I tend to do. I think the thing that's interesting, Gary, when you're looking at the scoreboard, is quite how many trades the American team have done.
Man.
And that's the difference really between, or I think people who come from a floor trading background where we're trying to think about it, and you have a machine that's programmed and is doing it for you based on what you tell it to do.
Yeah. So what we got to do is get a separate scoreboard just for the BKForex team. Because they got so many trades. We got to check them. All right. Well, the Bitcoin is definitely coming back. That's definitely been one of your better trades that's been placed right now. Now, keep in mind, viewers that are watching right now, a lot of these trades are going to be still open. They can go ahead and manage the positions, but they cannot add new positions. So they can go ahead and decide to close out their trades before Tuesday next week. And then we'll obviously reveal who the winner is going to be out of the two teams and find out exactly what trades did work out, what trades did not work out, and we'll get the winners from that. So quickly, before we do a quick close, I want to go ahead and find out, Andrew, would you like to tell the viewers exactly how they can get in touch with you and know a little bit more about your trading style?
Yeah, sure. I work for a company called ForexSignals / How to Trade. We are a live interactive trading community. We've got live streaming. We've just employed actually two new mentors out of the US, a guy called Scott and a guy called Shane. So they're basically covering our US overlapping into the Asian session. We're streaming live, as I say, around the clock, trading our benchmark strategies. If anyone wants to come and join us, they can do so. They can check it out. I think we offer like a trial period, a 7-day trial period. Check it over at ForexSignals.com. We've got lots of trading tools as well. You just see me talk about the momentum meter. I don't know how anyone can trade Forex without looking at something like that, seeing where the money is flowing in and out of different currencies. Obviously, risk control, very important. We've got lots of tools to help traders with that as well. Lots and lots of education as well. So over at ForexSignals.com, howtotrade.com, come and say hi. And of course, if you do, make sure you let me know you've come in from the trading battle, and then I'll roll out the red carpet for you. So look forward to that. That's me.
All right, fantastic. And Nick, you want to go ahead and share?
Well, I have a company called Bull and Bear Capital, so it's a similar sort of thing, more based around the community, helping people who've more in that retail space. So I'm not really not really looking for professional traders, but as you all know, this market's really blown up in the retail space, and people need a hand from time to time. Obviously, I have a past where I've experienced some serious losses and regular losses over a period of time, and just dealing with the psychology of that, which I think is probably my wheelhouse more so. And I show all of my trades and how things are going, and making losses, unfortunately, is part of this game from time to time, and being able to take those and being able to deal with that. So that's what I talk about more than anything. Just before before I finish up, I was just going to say, I think if Andrew takes out that Bitcoin trade shortly, it will probably dwarf the returns from the American team on its own.
So should I take the profits on that now then, Nick? Do you want me to take profits on that?
Up to you. You've got a nice $400 return on that trade.
I'll take that, and thanks for the heads up on that. Thanks.
Yes, good banking in. Always bank profits, right? Don't let those profits go too far before you start banking. But then again, at the same time, there's got to be a reason why you want to take your profits, right? It can't be just like, hey, well, I'm in profit, let me take my money. But it's like, hey, is there a technical reason why I should get out of those trades? Or is there a fundamental reason why, like Kathy would say? I would say technical.
I mean, the reason why I'm taking profits on that one, you're absolutely right. I mean, the biggest problem for many traders is grabbing profits, because they say a profit, then they let the losses run. The reason why I'm taking profits on that one is the trade was basically thrown at me. I hadn't looked at it, hadn't done any real analysis. It was a trade for the sake of the challenge. Grab a profit while you can for the sake of the trading battle challenge. But it wouldn't have been necessarily a well thought out trade for me. I'm
really glad that we handed you guys the win. It was really makes my day that we handed you the trade.
Thank you, Kathy and Boss. What would we do without you?
Well, Boris, I'm going to ask the boss exactly. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to give Kathy opportunity. Kathy, you want to go ahead and tell the viewers where they can get you, how they can find out a little bit more about what you guys do, and how active you are in the markets every day?
Well, if you want to trade like maniacs, like we did today, that's what we do every day at BKForex. Laughs aside, what we also do every day is those small winners, small and consistent winners is what we do. We focus on high accuracy trading. We're not about hitting the big ticket profits. We're about, basically hitting the small winners, multiple times a day and adding up our pips for the week. I mean, for me, I target 100 pips a week, and we do it slowly, steadily, with results and with the high level accuracy that you've seen us do this morning. And so if you want to trade with us every day, Boris trades live in just this type of environment during the New York Open, the Asia Open. We call it the Asia New York Power Hour. You can check out BKForex.com. You also get access to our proprietary indicators like the ZIP indicator I showed you that drove us into profits in CAD Swiss. Aussie Swiss still looking good. You saw gold also, it's working out. So we have proprietary indicators that we share with our members. We teach them how to use it, and we basically combine our trades using fundamentals and technicals, and taking a look at these indicators that we've developed. So we also have a fundamental heat map. So lots of great stuff here, but also a lot of trades and a lot of good trading with high accuracy. So yeah, check us out at bkforex.com if you want to trade with us every day.
Oh man,
Boris, do you want to go ahead and add something to that?
Just that my oil trade, which was on the precipice of getting stopped, just totally reversed, and we just made bank. So we're still behind because of the wonderful trade we gave Andrew and.
I don't think you're behind, but
we're not behind. Oh, I don't know. We came. If you guys made 300, we only made about 100 off the 20,000. But it was, as you can see, we work for every pip, but we have a whole bunch of systems and algos that help us along the way. And our whole goal, as Kathy was saying, is make money every day. That's what I do every single day trading live. As a matter of fact, after this, I'm hopping back into my BK room at 10:15. We're going to try to trade the New York Open and do the whole thing all over again. So it's very interesting, very much fun. It's a lively approach to the markets every single day. The one thing you will never have any problems is the amount of ideas. We are full of trade ideas every single day. We trade crypto, we trade indices, we trade oil, we trade gold, and of course, Kathy is the queen of FX, and she trades every single cross in FX really, really well. So
and look at gold. We talked about it, 1,800 selling
right
now.
Gold. She trades.
All of you are trying to pick bottoms, and I'm the one going with the trends, and that's where the beautiful trades are.
Yeah. And you're winning. But here's the thing: like I made money on my bottom picking, she made money on her trend. That's one of the interesting things about our room. Is that we offer two very different perspectives. We offer perspectives for trend traders, and we offer perspectives for faders and scalpers like me, because we're operating on different parameters, different time frames, and different take profits. So it's a really interesting mix of approaches to the market.
Okay. Oh, good. Fantastic. Now, just a quick question on that. Do you guys find yourself sometimes not making a decision on a currency pair in the same direction, and you got conflicting arguments?
Never, because we do totally different things. Boris has his trading room that he trades, and they trade 1 hour charts. And I send out these alerts that are kind of take a while to trade. And we also trade different times of day. I'm done before Boris starts, so it's very different.
Okay, well, good. That's good to know. So you're more of a midterm, long-term type of outlook, where Boris is looking more intraday.
Boris trades 1 minute charts.
What?
And I trade 1 hour charts. So I trade 1 hour charts. Boris trades 1 minute charts.
I didn't know that Boris is from Texas. He's shooting off the hips, man.
So Boris, how many trades, Boris, would you normally take in an active day?
We do if in 1 hour, New York Power Hour, we do between 5 and 10 trades during that hour. And remember that my strategy is we're going to go after the same trade maybe 4 or 5 times. So that's just one trade cycle. That's there could be 4 or 5 trades within a one trade cycle to resolve that trade positively. Because we have a very interesting strategy that we don't quit in our trades. This is what makes us successful. Is where most people fail is they get stopped out, they quit on a trade. We get stopped out, we go back in. We get stopped out, we go back in. Give me another punch. Thank you very much. And that's how we win. We win because we do not quit on trades. It's a very unique approach to how we trade the market.
So, quick question on that. What about overtrading? Because that could also be a big thing that people get into that sort of mindset.
We have very, very, very hard position size limits and very, very, very hard risk size limits. So all of that is pre-thought well ahead of time. So yes, well, if we get blown out completely, our maximum risk is 2.5% of the account. So that's the one sort of disadvantage, if you want to look at it this way, is that we trade very small. We do lots and lots and lots of small trades that almost all of them win, versus doing a couple of big trades. It's the insurance model versus the lottery model. Insurance companies write lots and lots and lots of small policies, and they all make tons of money every single day. Or you can trade the lottery and hope that you're one out of a million that wins. I would always rather be. That's why Warren Buffett owns the insurance company, and I pretty much sort of trade the same way as his business model.
All right. Well, fantastic, guys. Well, this has been a lot of fun. So thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Boris. And thank you, Nick. This has been an absolute awesome thing that I've actually, for the first time, hosted a mixed doubles battle. I've always done the singles battle, and I felt like a little bit like I'm on the floor running and back and forth with these tickets. So I think I'm starting to feel how Andrew and Nick felt back in the day when they were on the floor trading. So except I was the guy running around with the orders. So it was great. It was a great combination of different perspectives of the market. I want to thank you guys and appreciate you guys for being here. I want to go ahead and let everyone know they can get hold of me as well on tradersnetworkclub.com, or follow me on my YouTube channel, FX Big Dog. Check it out, or or Traders Network Club as well. Now, before we say goodbye, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors, 8Cap Brokers. This show has been awesome, and they do these shows every single week. So let's go ahead and show our appreciation, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and share the video on your social media. Let's get this video out to as many traders as possible. I'm Gary Fickard, and I want to wish everyone joy, success, and lots of profit. Thank you for joining. See you guys next time.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thanks.